Today I'm going to show you how I took this ordinary plastic skull from bland to ew, gross. And all you need is some liquid latex, cotton balls, and acrylic paint. The liquid latex I used is from Spirit Halloween and is a molding liquid latex. It's just the one I had on hand, but I do believe any liquid latex will work for this. However, I would recommend getting one that is ammonia-free. Therefore, every time you crack open the bottle, your nostrils are not bombarded with eau de cat pee. Because this one, every time I cracked open the bottle, smelled like cat pee. So yeah, get one that's ammonia-free, and you will thank me. The first thing you're going to do is pull apart a bunch of your cotton balls to make smaller pieces of cotton balls, and then pour out some of your liquid latex into a smaller container or bowl so that you have easier access to it. And don't worry about pouring the latex into a container or bowl. Once it dries, it will peel right off. Use gloves and dip the cotton balls into the liquid latex. Then stick them onto your plastic skull. Every so often, I had to change my gloves when I wanted to pour out more liquid latex into my container and pull apart more cotton balls because I had run out. For the most part, this was just really a slimy process, but it was also a bit fun. Like most crafting things, why would we do it if it wasn't fun? Then slowly build up the latex and cotton balls over the skull. You can add more of the cotton balls and latex around the eyes to give them a little bit more definition, like creating the ridges above the eye. I had a dent in the top of my skull, so I built up the edges around that dent to make it appear like he had been hit in the head at some point in time. Cause of death? I think so. When I was satisfied, I left my skull to dry for a day or two and then came back and added more of the liquid latex and cotton balls to areas I felt like it could have used more. Something to note is that the latex will shrink a little bit when it dries. In case you forgot, this is how the skull looked before the latex. When the latex was completely dry, I took some acrylic paint and added some details. I started with a brown shade and painted over the entire skull. And it already looked so good at this point. Like, I kind of wanted to stop and just leave it like this. But, you know me, I can't stop. I just have to do things in excess. So I continued painting, and boy was I glad that I did. I went in with some black paint, especially around where that indent was that I created, and I also touched up the eyes and the nostrils with the black paint as well. I painted the teeth with a yellow shade and then touched them up with more brown and black because they were just too bright for me compared to the rest of the skull. And then I wanted to add in more of a red sort of bloody detail to it, but I didn't want it to be really bright. So I mixed my red with some of the brown shade and applied that to areas of the skull. Then I just played around with the paint with more of the brown, red, and black until I was happy with how it looked. And now I have one very gross looking skull to decorate with for Halloween. Stay tuned for my next video where I will corpseify an entire skeleton. My name is Pam, and sometimes I like to make creepy things. Until next time, bye.